to advance, but a lot of people were asking this Angular also. So I thought, why not to do it with React, because today is a React week and it will start at 8:30 p.m. IST as always. So as but one thing I want to tell always, okay. So the most important skills today are HTML, CSS, CSS, JavaScript, and React, not Angular. But if you have Angular skills in combination with React skills, you will get more jobs, because as I always say, if there are 10 jobs, 7 are React, 2 are Angular, and 1 is Vue. So you can get those 2 jobs also. And sometimes what happens in service companies, uh, they they get both projects. See, they get projects based on Angular also and React also. So it doesn't know which project you will place. See, in my career, what happened throughout the 5 years I worked in this React and Angular. So I kept on switching. Sometime I did some React project, sometime I did some Angular project, and all those things. But nowadays React projects are more. Okay, but I have kept on switching both of them, and at the end, both of them are based on JavaScript. So you need to have some solid JavaScript knowledge. For Angular, also you need to have some solid JavaScript knowledge. And but again, I am telling that please learn React first. React is much more easier than Angular. I will be trying to cover almost everything about Angular means, but Angular is still very much busy, very much huge to cover. And because Angular is not a library, Angular is a framework. React is a library. React is a mini library in comparison to the huge Angular, and it takes much more time to learn Angular also. So but if you have Angular in your KT, means it, you'll get more jobs and all. So in your resume you have React also and Angular also, so you'll get more jobs. Okay, so that is like that. So let's get started with this. And as always, it is a certification. Nowadays I have taught to do everything certification on my channel only, so you'll get the certification as always. And those who are new here, they should know that this is means 5 days certification program. This is, so every day attendance sheet will be given, and you have to come here every day and do this, and at the end of the day you get the certificate. Okay, so mostly on Saturdays I give the certificate. So with this I will start, and let me say this thing. uh attend, attendance will be given at the end. Attendance will be given at the end. Okay, so hope everybody is getting. Okay, they're getting it. Okay, so Angular is a lot, so let's get started and let's not waste our time. And all of you are for a treat, because we are doing Angular also and React also. Angular at 7 to 8 and React 8:30 to 9:30. So both of them are there. Hope you have learned your CSS skills and JavaScript skills. Now it's time to do the Angular. Okay, because React is main, so React got my prime time, not Angular. Yeah. So whatever is main, it will get my prime time. So prime time is 8:30. Okay. So as I've told, Angular is what? Angular is a again, Angular is a JavaScript framework, not a library. But you have to install Angular. So React was like that, you just do an npx and it is done. But Angular, still you have to install it through this npm install -g Angular CLI. But the thing is, the why I'm using is sudo, because I recently shifted to Mac, and Mac, whenever you do something G, you have to use this sudo. You're in Windows, you don't have to use it. Linux and Mac are same, so you have to do this sudo npm install -g this thing. So this is only one time thing. This you have to do only one time. Again, Node.js and npm are required for this, so you have to do this first time. Okay, first time you have to do this. Okay, then after that, what happens after that? You have to create a new project, and creating a new project in Angular is like, uh, Angular uses TypeScript, which is a superset of JavaScript, but I don't like that much TypeScript, and also it is not completely required to use every feature of TypeScript. Okay, so I don't like that strictness of TypeScript that much. Okay, so how I do it, like ng new first app, and no strict. So no strict I'm giving, so that we don't have to be too much strict also, although everything in Angular is a TypeScript. .ts will be there, .ts file will be there. So we'll do like this. Okay, and Angular doesn't take much time to create, so I'm doing it like this. And in the first step, I'm not having any routing, so I'll do no. And CSS, I'm using CSS, so CSS I'll do, and it doesn't take much time. Actually, React apps takes a lot of time, so I generally don't create React apps during the class, so that it is there. So let's start with Angular. And Angular has, as I have told, Angular has a lot of things to cover. So let us do that. Okay, so anyways, it will take some time. So yeah, so let me tell something. Okay, it has, see, it is so fast, it is done. Okay, I was going to tell something. Okay, Angular has I was going to tell that Angular has almost everything inbuilt. You don't have to rely a lot of things. When we're going to do React today, you're going to learn that everything like routing also you have to include external package like React router. Here you don't have to do anything. So cd first app I will do, and then I will open it with VS Code as always. VS Code I will open. Okay, VS Code I'll open, and maybe I'll do it in the Firefox Developer Edition. Maybe this much I'll do. Okay, and so this is their code I have done, and here it is not npm start. Here what is the command? Command is ngserve. Ngserve. You should know this. Ngserve is the command. Okay, so ngserve is the command. So let us do that, and it will create it. Ngserve. And here the port is also different. In React the port is localhost 3000. Here the port is localhost 4200. Anyways, I like React more, although as I have told I have worked in both of them, React and Angular both. But as React is more used in the industry also now, but still a lot of projects are in Angular. Even the new projects are in Angular, because the last projects which I did as a architect was in Angular only. It was a scratch project actually. It was a scratch project. Okay, so you get this thing when you do Angular, you'll get this thing. This is totally different. You'll get this thing. Okay, so that is there. Now how does the Angular app start? I always tell how does the Angular app start. Good evening Akshay. So it is nice to see you every time. Okay, how does an Angular app start? So where am I? Okay, so you should know at the end of the everything is JavaScript. So this is our index.html. What is this showing? Okay, so whatever is there. Okay, so this is how the Angular app starts. There is an index.html. When we are going to do React, you're going to know that in React also some index.html is there. See, the browser doesn't understand Angular, React, or anything. It only understands three things. One is HTML, second is CSS, the third is JavaScript. So React and Angular code at the end they needed to be converted into these three things only: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And that what they does. Okay, so that is there. So this app root is there. So what this app root is very important, because from here only an Angular app start app root. Okay, so when you go to this index.html, it is like this. Then the app root selector will go. Okay, so app root selector is in the, where is it, app, yeah, in the app. You make it a bit more bigger. Okay, so in the app we have this app.html and app.ts. See, everything is TypeScript in Angular, although it is quite similar to JavaScript because it's a superset of JavaScript. What happened with this TypeScript is people, JavaScript is a loosely typed language, so a lot of errors were there. So this Microsoft people, they created TypeScript, which is superset of JavaScript, in which, like, if you give anything, you have to give the type of it. Like you cannot have something like let something, then you have to give a let something, some variable name you given, so you have to give some let and what is that variable means. Okay, but I don't like it that much. Okay, so individual preferences. Okay, so that is there. And so this app component or ts is there. So you're seeing this app root is there, app dash root is there. What is this app dash root? App dash root is nothing but this thing. This app root is this. Okay, so app dash root is this thing which has been created. Okay, so that is there. And now we have this app.html. App.html is, see what you're seeing here. All of these things which you're seeing here, actually the a lot complicated things. A lot of things are there in the Angular project. Okay, so all of these things are there in the Angular project. A lot of things. All of these things which we are going to delete is coming from this app component.html, app.component.html. So as always, we are going to remove this and control E and delete it. Now everything is deleted. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do here input type is text and ng. Okay, so these all things I'm going to tell later on. Ng model and equal to, actually today in one of my group only someone was asking about Angular, so I got this idea like this. Okay, let's start Angular also right now. Okay, ng model, it is showing me some error. Okay, there is a reason for that. I know that reason. Okay, it is showing me some error, and it is showing me this error here also. So ng model is a two-way data binding which Angular have. Okay, two-way data binding which Angular have, and then okay. So it is giving me error. It is giving me error, and Angular will give you error at the moment the error is there. We'll solve this error, but first let us do this. Let us have where is this name? Name is actually a variable. So this is the HTML file. See, in Angular, one thing is maybe you'll find it good or bad from React is that HTML and JavaScript file, or which is known as TypeScript file, is different here. In React, both of them are combined in something known as JSX, which we are going to learn at 8:30, because from 8:30 React.js class starts. So there it combines both of those things in one file. Here both of them are different. So here the HTML is different, JavaScript, which is known as TypeScript, is different, and CSS is different. All of them are different. Yeah. Okay. So app.component.ts. Instead of this title, I will have this name, and I'll have Hindu Viswas. Save it. And anyways, it is giving me error. It is giving me error because it is not finding this thing. Okay, even if I save it, it will give me error, because what is happening, this ng model, which is a two-way data binding, it is not finding it. It is by default, it is not there. So there is a file known as app.module.ts. We have to go here, app.module.ts, and include this thing, which is also known as forms module. So browser module I am here, and then forms module I have to do. Okay, forms module, it is included, and save it. So now it is coming, and now it is see. Now it is showing Nabindu Vishwas. Okay, and now it's a two-way data binding. Means what? So it is showing this name also, Nabindu Vishwas, because it is there. And if I write it, it is giving it here. Means the paragraph is showing it. This is a two-way data binding known as ng model, and we are going to learn about it later on. Okay, so another thing is that we will let use Bootstrap in the project, and there is a very easy way to use Bootstrap in the project. So let us do that, and here I'll come and see, I'll do and npmi bootstrap. There are multiple ways to use Bootstrap in Angular, but I'm going to use npmi bootstrap at the version 3. I'm going to use it like this. So it is done. Now what I have to do, yeah, I will teach about the ng is something from Angular, because just I'm telling right now. And one thing I'm telling everyone, Angular is 10 times difficult than React. So that's why no startup touches Angular. Okay, it takes around 3 months to teach Angular only. So I also don't touch that much Angular, but a lot of people demanded it, and it is always good in a resume. And we have to do a bit faster, because Angular is a lot to cover in 5 days. React you can cover easily in 5 days. Angular, it's a bit tough. A lot of things needed to be covered. So I'm going to cover only the important things. Ng is a inbuilt thing which is there in Angular, gives this thing Ng. It calls everything Ng serve, Ng. I don't know why. So that is there. So Bootstrap I have added, and then Angular. So how to use this? How to use this? So I'm going to angular.json, and in the styles you have to add this Bootstrap exact location here. Okay, so Bootstrap exact location, where is a Bootstrap exact? So when we install npmi with Bootstrap, so Bootstrap got installed actually here in this. Okay, so where is it? Where is somewhere it is there? Yeah, in Bootstrap is here. So Bootstrap I have to go here, dist css. Okay, this css I have to do this thing, Bootstrap min.css, copy path. Let me copy this path. Let's see whether it is coming or not. Okay, so I have to do here, and it's giving a lot of path. Okay, don't want this much. Node modules, comma, save it. So it is showing like this. So I have to give the node modules part. Okay, node modules part I have to give Bootstrap dist css bootstrap min.css and comma I have to give. So this is how to use the Bootstrap. Okay, so let me close it, and let me do the ng serve again. Okay, ng serve is been running again. So now we'll learn about this ng model also later on. But ng model is a two-way binding. It is like connecting, means in React we have components like control component. It is known as control component. Yeah, it is known as control component, and this is how we do it. Okay, here. Okay, so see, bootstrap has been taken into picture into, so it is coming like this. So now we're done. Now we are going to create some files, some create some folders. So because this is what is inbuilt is there, so let us create components. So let me close this thing first. Node modules have closed in the src. Okay, inside this app folder I will create a server folder. Okay, server folder I'm going to create, and inside this server folder I will have this. Okay, see, angular, everything is like this. Okay, whatever I've written, component.html and component.ts will be there. Okay, server dot component dot html and server dot component dot ts. Server.component.html and server.component.ts we are going to have. And here we have to manually means this ts file. Let us create the ts file first, and ts file will be something like this. Okay, so we'll have this thing component. Okay, and then to to say that it's a angular component, we have to use this thing. These are a way component. We have to do this component. Okay, and then we have to do the selector, which is not app root. Selector is app server. Selector is app server. Okay, app server is a selector. Like this, we have app server. So app root is the root. App server. Selector is the app server. Then we'll have template URL, which will tell which is our server component. This server component.html is there, and then okay, it will be like this, and then just export. Again, we are using ES6 classes. So here also we use a lot of ES6 classes, and here there is no functional component or something like that. Means everything is classes. Still everything is classes here. Okay, so still everything is classes. So server I have made like this, and I will come here, and server component I will have a h2 is like a server component. Save it. Server component I did done. Now whenever we have a new component, what happens, we have to register in the app module.ts file, which we have seen earlier, app module.ts file, because Angular should know that a new component is created. So this component I have created, I'll have to create it here, server component, which is this one. Server component is server component from dot server dot component. So this is the server component. So this is the name server component, but the file name, see, the file name should be like this only, server.component.ts. Okay, so that is like this, and we have to include it, save it. No error means everything is working fine. So now after our app dot, so this is there, and the names are very huge here. Okay, so I'll come here and the app dot component dot html. I'll come and here let us remove this thing. All these things we are going to learn anyways later on, so I'll remove this thing, and then this one will be h1, and then I'll have app server. App server, I'll have this app server like this, and save it. So app server, this is how you call a component from inside a component. So app component is the main component, and from here I'm calling that app server component. App server component I'm calling this. And what does app server component have? App server component is just telling the server component. I'll do this, see, now Bindu Vishwas has been shown, and then the server component, which is like this, so h2. So this has been shown like this. Okay, so this is like this. This is how we have the main component, app component, and from inside it I can call some other component. So it is like this. Okay, so Angular have a very good feature, which is known as generating the componency component. When you create a component in here, where is it? Okay, So a lot of things needed to be done. Okay, a lot of things needed to be done. So it is not good always to create a component manually. So what Angular gives us? Angular gives us the CLI tools through which you can do this by your own in Angular, means by from the command line you can do. So what is the command line? So I will open the command line. Command G or Control Z, and here I'll open it here because it is already means in the other the ng service running. So there are some shortcut. Ng G means generate, C means component, and you have to do in the root directory. It means whatever, it doesn't matter. It will create its own. Okay, then servers have to do ng servers have done. Just this much you have to give ng servers do, and I will save it. I will enter it ng and it is created. See what has been created right now. A servers is created, and it will have actually it will have the CSS file also, and some testing file is also the which we generally don't use, means testing is not we're not using right now anyways. So this all these things are the HTML, TS and CSS will be there. And so let's get started. And all means and one more thing, one more cool thing is there. See, earlier when we created a component, we have to manually include it in app.module.ts, manually include it. But see now, this servers component is automatically included here. So that is the benefit of creating it from the command line. So it has been created, servers component. Now what we are going to do, so now in the app, come on, E or what, no, app. Okay, so we'll go to this app dot component app dot component dot html. We'll go, and here I'll add this like two server components. I'll add, so it will show like this two server component I will add. And no, okay, not here. Okay, so in the not here in the okay, let us go to the servers component. Actually, where is my servers component? Servers dot component dot html. Servers dot component dot html is showing like this. Okay, and in the app component I will now not have this h1 name is okay, but I will have this app servers I'll show. Okay, app servers. So server works is been showing, because why server works is been showing, because it is the server works is there. And from here I will show the app server two times. Okay, the server component it will show like this two times. The server component is been shown because the server component is just having this h2 of server component. Okay, so this has been shown like this. Okay, so that is the main thing. But actually there are some other ways to write the html, and let us see those things, because we have only 2-3 lines of code in the html, so we can do it in a different way also. And for that, where is my, okay, close some of them. Server component dot html is there, and then server component dot ts I'll open. And here, okay, so I'm going to tell another way, but most of the time you're going to use this way only. So instead of this template url which is showing me this servers dot component dot html, what I can do here, instead of this I'll go to this template. I'll do the like this template, and then I will do like this. Yeah, please do subscribe and like this video so that it can reach to more people. Okay, so like this I'll do, and then app server and app server. So I'm going to use like, so we can use this with the backtick also. So backtick is something which we have learned in ES6. See, again all the ES6 concept will be used again in, because at the end of it it's JavaScript only. So app server is there, app server I have written, and then it is not even calling the HTML right now because I have given the template, not the template URL. I will save it. So it will again show the same thing. So this is another way to do that thing. Okay, so let us now do one thing. Let us style the project a bit. So because we have already added the bootstrap classes, so let us style it through that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, h1, let me remove this, and div container is there, then row, and all access file is there, and then h1 all bootstrap alert success, and in the h1, okay, in the h1 I'll have that name. So this is how you do that name, and after this div of h1 and all, I will have a div well, again bootstrap app servers app servers, save it. Yeah, bootstrap is working fine, but app servers, okay, app servers, something is wrong. Okay, I don't have to do it here again. App server. So app service is going inside it, and it is looking fine because of the bootstrap and all. It is looking fine. And one more thing, we can also change the style directly like this. Again, we can override the bootstrap and all. I can directly go to the CSS, which is generally blank, and I will do the h1 as color is blue. Save it, and the color will be blue over the h1. This is how we can do it here also. Now, let's move to the next one. Okay, so now what? Now what we are going to learn? Okay, okay, so now we'll first understand about the component selector. So this let me open this servers.component.ts is there. Okay, so ts is there. So this selector is their app server. It has been shown as app servers. In the selector it is known as app servers. So this is a normal way. So we have some other ways also here. Okay, so the other ways, in Angular there are a lot of ways to do a lot of things. Okay, so I'm telling a lot of other ways, but most of the time you are going to see this one only, and even not this one, template URL you are going to see. Okay, so app servers. What happens if I come here and I will do like this? Okay, I'll make it an array. Save it, make it an array. Now it will break down because it is not able to find it. So okay, so app component app. Okay, where was I? Okay, servers I've done. So in the servers, where is my app component? So it is giving me error. So it also shows where the error is being on. So app service is now not called in this way. Okay, so earlier what we had done, the app service was like okay, okay, so app service was like normal, no array, and it was called like this. But now it will be called in different way. It will be called in a like a div of app servers like this. Let me save it now and let me show. See, now it will be working fine. So this is another way, and there is another way. Okay, in that what happens in these servers, I will give a dot, save it. Now it will again it will not show anything. Now what I have to do here, div, it will be a class class equal to like, okay, class equal to like this, app servers, save it. Okay, so servers component. So what is the benefit of this method? I've taken a class name, so I can give some style in the CSS by this method. Okay, so this is another method. So now we will understand about data binding. So data binding is very important to understand. Okay, let me open a picture actually for data binding. It is very important. Okay, so this is data binding, and we are going to understand the data binding. Data binding is one of the many most important things in Angular, because Angular is very much powerful in this data binding thing. In React, we have to use a lot of other things like passing the data through props, and all those things are there in React, and we are going to learn about all those things. And sometimes those things are complicated because passing through props is a one directional way. It is not a two directional way. But see, here you can see there are a lot of things which are two directional. So a lot of things are two directional also, and we are going to learn about all this thing. The two-way data binding is there, which is known as ng model. as I've told, I will tell about ng model also, and I've just briefly shown about it. And there all these things are there. Okay, data binding. So from we all know how the data binding is there, and from TypeScript file also to HTML file, how to move something. There are also different ways to do that. In Angular, there are a lot of ways. Okay, so let us go. And what we are going to look first, we are going to look first into string interpolation. Okay, so string interpolation means something like this. And let us go back. Okay, string interpolation. And here in the, so okay, I have some good Angular projects also on the site. I will tell about it. Some mean project is also there, but I am mainly a React person. Means React is the main thing which I always tell you to do, and so more of the project will be on React only. But yeah, Angular I also wanted to taught. A lot of people have asked for it, and I also know that if with your React skills you have a bit of Angular skills also, it always adds to your skills, because if you are going to some good service company, they might have some Angular projects. Okay, so let us go to the server component. Okay, server component.th, and ts will open. And so for some people, this all can be way too tough, because you're totally new to web development. Even React you won't understand. You have to be very good in JavaScript. Okay, first to understand all these things. All these things you have to understand too. So because this is something we are creating as web app, and this is the highest demanding job. Means you will get the most number of jobs if you learn these things, React, Angular, anything. Okay, so we'll look into string interpolation first. So what I'm doing in the server.component.ts file, here I am, and here I will have a server ID. So this is how we do variables in Angular, because it's a TypeScript. It's not exactly JavaScript, and it's a number. So I'm giving a number. See, it means a number. It is not a bit different from JavaScript. Not that much different. Okay, 10 is okay. And server status is string, and it is offline. Okay, and I will have a get status get status, and again I have to tell that it's a string. It is returning a string. So this is something which in types which I also don't like. This is telling that it have to return a string. The return type is a string. Okay, the return type is a string. Okay, so that's this we have created. Now we will go to the server component.html file, to see this thing. Okay, so server component.html file, I am there, and let us have a p here, because h2 is way too big. And here, see, what is string interpolation? String interpolation is showing the string actually. What is the definition actually? String interpolation is just they are saying that you have to use this thing to do the string interpolation. Okay, so let us do that thing. So double curly bracket. It's not like single curly bracket like React. It is a double curly bracket. I'll just pass a server. Just see this string I'm passing. So what does that? What does that will do? Server bit will print, because I'm passing a string, not a variable. It's not a variable. Server with ID, server ID is get status. So like this, server ID get status. See, I'm directly calling a function here. Directly calling a function here. What is the server ID? Server ID is this. Server ID is this number. Okay, so I'll save it, and everything is okay. Is offline because this get status is returning this dot server status, which is offline. And we can use this get status here also, but the thing is that it should be something which should return a string. Yeah, good evening, which should return a string. So that is very important, which should return a string. So that is something which is coming. And now this is done. Now we are going to look into property binding. Okay, so this is property binding. So what is this property binding? Okay, I can see all of these things. See, you're seeing this output data. See, from the TypeScript code, I'm going through the template. So that is known as this string interpolation, property interpolation. Then from the HTML, I am coming to the TypeScript code, that is event binding. And 2S binding is known as the this ng model, which we are going to do later on. This is known as ng model. So now the next thing which we are going to do is this property binding. We're going to do the property binding. So for the property binding, we are going to do in the servers.component.html. I'm going to go, and here before this I will have a button and add server class equal to btn primary btn primary. Oh, it's going outside. btn primary. Okay, so I'm going to have this button btn primary add server is there. Okay, in the servers, yeah, in the servers. Now in the servers.component.ts file, okay, it is not showing because of a reason. Servers.component.ts file, I'm go, and I have this template thing. Okay, let me actually, it is not showing because of that template. I will actually code it like this, and we are going back to the templates URL. The template URL is like servers dot component dot html, comma servers dot component dot html. And here let us do something, and here I will have this mbg on it and all is there. Okay, I'll have allow new server equal to false. Allow new server equal to false, I'm going to have. So this is something which I'm going to have, and after this allow new server in the constructor, I'll set timeout will have, and this dot allow new server equal to true after 2 seconds, and everything is okay. So after 2 seconds this dot allow new server equal to true will be there. Okay, save it. So servers component I have added, and now I have to go to the okay HTML file. Okay, so here see this add server button is been shown. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, add servers button, I will add a disabled here. Disabled I'm going to add equal to not, okay, this is always going out, so not of allow new server, allow new server, not of allow new server. Okay, let me do one thing. It is always better to have more space in the code. Okay, so allow new server. Okay, so disable not equal to allow new server. So now, okay, now let me save it. See, this is now, you might have seen this thing again. See it, I'll refresh it. So first it is disabled, after 2 seconds it is enabled, because allow new server is false, and this dot allow new server is true after 2 seconds. After 2 seconds it is true, after 2 seconds it is true. So that's the reason it is done like this. Okay, so now it is showing like this, after 2 seconds the button is enabled. So let me show the p and allow new server like this, and p allow new server I can show like this, and there is another way to show it. Okay, it is like inner text equal to allow new server, allow new server. So let me save it. See, both of them are showing us false. After 2 seconds it will show as true. So actually we use most of them this way, but I'm shown this way also. Why? Because this is a sort of property binding. This is a sort of means what this thing is property binding. This thing disabled thing is property binding. This is property binding. Okay, this is property binding again. So this is how the property binding is been done. Okay, so that is there, and let us do some more thing here in the servers in the class. I'll go, and here on the server, here I will have a server status equal to no server was created, no server was created, and then here after this ng on in it, on create server, this dot server status server was created, save it. Now what I'm going to do, so we are going to come to this servers, and now we are going to this we are going to learn, actually we are we are learning event binding. Okay, we are learning event binding. Event binding is something, the HTML file will have a click event. So this click events thing is, video quality is very weak because you have to change the video quality to superior quality, that is there. So that is a problem from your side, you have to go and let me check once. Okay, so that is not from my side, that is from your side, you have to go and let me then also one sec, let me check the video quality how it is going on. Okay, okay, go to that quality right settings and make it to 720p. Actually I am only doing it on 720p, I don't have 1080p, sorry for that, but 720p is good enough quality. 720p you go and you'll see it, the quality will be good. Okay, so that is there. YouTube always does that. If you're listening from mobile, it will try to take the lowest ones. 144p it does generally takes. Okay, let me know if still you get the video quality is low. Okay, okay, so this on server created, where am I? Okay, so this dot server status server was created, we have done. So we are learning event binding now. We are learning event binding, how to react to some event. Okay, so this on server created I have done like this, and then I'm go to this server.component.html, and here in the disable, okay, let me have all of this in a different lines. Okay, so class and disabled, and so after this I'll have pick equal to on create server, on create server. So I'm calling on the click, I'm calling this function on create server. Server was created will be shown on create server. Okay, now I'll save it. Okay, no. Okay, so why it is not showing, because I have not even shown it. So allow new server, why I'm showing it two times, don't know. So we should not show it two times, we should show this server status. Okay, so I'll copy this and server status, I'll show, save it. Okay, so no server was created. See, now again let us see, no server was created, and after some time I get this button after 2 seconds exactly, and because it is true now. Okay, now I'll click it, server was created. So this is how the click event is working. Click event is working. Okay, and it's also time to give the attendance sheet because we have 15 minutes left. Okay, one sec, let me give the attendance. Mark your attendance here. Please mark your attendance here. So that is done. Now, no. Now the data now we'll also learn to pass data in the event binding. Okay, pass data in the event binding. So let us learn that. And the servers dot component dot HTML, I'm there. And then after this, before this button, I'll have this label. Label I'll have, and there is no HTML for something like this in here. Label I'll have, and the server name I'll have, and then input type text pass equal to form control, and okay, so here I'll have input equal to on update and dollar event on update and dollar event I'm going to have. Okay, so on update it is showing that I don't have that because I don't have that yet. Okay, and after this, because we have to create this, I'll have a server name, and we don't have this also. So this is something which it gives the way we don't the time we don't have it. Okay, it gives at that same time. Okay, so this is something good. See, if I save it now, it will fail actually. Okay, it will fail, and this is something because of TypeScript only we are getting the error before they are there. Some benefit is there, but a lot of things are not benefit, which I feel. Okay, so servers I have done, and then the in the servers component I'll have another like server name equal to empty string like this, and like this is a variable I've created, and then on update event any. So if you don't know anything, you do it any also will work. And this dot server name is event.target.value. Event.target.value is also something which you can use again here. Event.target.value you can use here, since it is too close. Okay, so let me do one thing here. I'll do a p, and I have some space and all. Okay, so this is the input type text, and on update I'm taking, event time I'm taking, and the server name I'm giving. So okay, and here I'll type sr1. I type sr1, it is showing here also. So on update, see, our input type is there. Input type is there, and I'm taking the event, whatever the event is there. So this is how the event.target.value happens. So the event.target.value is happening, and the event.target.value I am adding it in the this one name, which is by default I have kept nothing. So and I'm showing it here. So whatever I'm typing here, it will be here on directly server name. So it will be like this. So that is there. So we have learned about a lot, means we learn about string interpolation, property binding, event binding. Now we have to combine the property binding and the event binding into two-way binding. Into two-way binding, we are going to combine the property binding and event binding in two-way binding. The two-way binding is like this. See, two-way binding have this square bracket and this normal bracket also. That's why it is known as the way it is showing as two-way binding one. So see, here I only have this square bracket. Here I have this type of bracket, but here I have both of them. So here I have both of them. So let us go, and then we'll go to that servers.component.html, and here I am going to first on update, and I'm going to comment it out. Okay, comment it out, and okay. So now we are going to learn about the two-way binding, this thing, ng model. Okay, ng model we are going to learn, and then input type text and class equal to form. Okay, it is again going outside form control, and ng model equal to server name. Ng model equal to server names. Ng model we already included, so ng model equal to server name is there. And let me save this. Ng model is server name, and then okay. So ng model is server name. Here in the servers.component.ts, on server created is there. Instead of server was created, let us do one thing. Let us show the whatever the server name was created. Let us show that. And for that I will use this. Server was created. Don't want this. Server was created like this. It is okay. Server was created like this. Okay, or why to have the was also server created like this. This is not server name. I'll have this just the backtick I'm doing. So this thought it is done now. Okay, now we will have sr1, then add server created sr1. So this is how it is done. So this is a lot we have done. So uh, so now we are going to learn about directives. Okay, so directives is also very important. So so they're the instruction to the dom. Okay, and there are a couple of built-in directives which are very useful, and we will look into them right now. Okay, so one is the ngif. Ngif you are going to see a lot in angular ngif. So let us look into that. So servers.component.ts we are there, and here I will have after the server name I will have a server created equal to false. We'll have server created equal to false. We are going to have then the on server created. This we have, and this dot server created equal to true. I'll do the moment someone clicks on the button. Okay, so that is like this. Now in the servers component .html file we'll go, and here we are going to have this ngif. So ngif something is this like the if statement, but it's only work on the html file, and this is very powerful thing in your angular. This is something which is taken in vue also. Vue is a kind of weird kind of thing. It's a combination of react and angular both. Maybe I will do some certification vue also, but not that soon. Maybe 2 months after 1 or 2 months I will do that, because before that I have to do some certificate for you people all in react native also. Okay, so that is there. And then so these things, let us comment out some of these things. Okay, I'll comment out this thing, and maybe this thing also. Now p I'll have, and server created with name server name is there, and then p ng if it is like this only we do ng if server created, ng if server created. Okay, save it. So see, by default, nothing is been shown. Server created with name ngif means like this. Okay, so now I'll do sr1 server created with name sr1. So the moment this server created variable, this variable will be true, then only it will be done. So when this server created variable is true, initially it is false. But the moment I click on this button, it become true. So that's why it has been shown, or that's why it has been shown like this. Okay, so server created with name like this. Okay, so now another thing is that like ngif we have else part also. In a ngif we have else part also. So like if else statement is that we have else part also here. So how to do that else part? So let us understand about that, how to do that else part. So server created is there, else part it has been done in a different way. Okay, else server created is there, and then I will see, and then I will have here else no server. Else no server. So what is this no server? So no server is something like this is the else part actually, but we do it in different way. Ng template and no server like this, and engine template will do no server yet. You can write yet. So it is like an else part. Okay, it is like an else part. I will save it. See, no server yet is coming because this is still, so this is the else part. So else part will run like this, else part will run like this, and then I will add sr1 and add server created with name. So this will go away. So this is how the if else thing is there. Okay, so that is done now. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. So the next thing which we are going to learn, Okay, let us complete this chapter. Actually, it's a chapter as I teach. Okay, so what we are going to do in now, we are going in the server component.html, and here we are going, and the server component.ts file, we are here, and we are going to learn about some inbuilt directive which I'm already taught. These are inbuilt directives I'm teaching. So we are going to learn about uh, ng style now. Okay, ng style we are going to learn, and then so here I am there, and server offline and all is there. So constructor, let us have a constructor. Constructor is there. Then this dot server status equal to math dot random. So just math dot random I'm running, and this dot server id equal to math dot flow, and math dot random 200 maybe plus 1. So just the math dot random I'm doing, and then I will have this get color, like, okay, return this, the service state is online, then it will be green or it will be red. So I'm having this get color is there. So now in the server component.html file we'll go. So we are looking into ng style, another inbuilt directive. Okay, this inbuilt directive works only in the html files. So here I'll go ng style equal to, like this, background color is get color. So see, background color is get color. So this get color function will be called. Okay, so let me save it. See, sometime it will be red, sometime it will be green. So this is how it is working. So both of them, so it depends, means it is randomly it is choosing online or offline. So if it is online it is green, or else it is red. So this is the get color is something which is getting passed here, and it is being done like this. Okay, so that is there, and then okay, so that is done. Now we are going to learn about something known as ng class, which is also like ng style, but it allows us to dynamically change the css. Okay, so for that, in the server.component.ts we'll go, and here we don't have any styles here, so let us add our own styles. So styles, like this, and then dot status text is color is white, and dot text padding is like, padding is 5px, padding is 5px. I've given this. Now in the server component.html file only, we are going to add this thing. Okay, server component.html file, we are going to add this thing, and again we are going to have it this in a good way. So ng style, okay, ng style is there, and let's have some formatting. Okay, ng style. After this ng style, I'm going to have this ng class equal to, like this, okay, status text is server status equal to online. Okay, so status text is server status equal to online. So status text is like this, is status text is like, it will add the status text if only the server status is online. It will add this class status text if the server status is online. So this is how it is work, and we can use the ordinary class like this also. Class equal to text padding, again it is going outside, save it. So see this padding and all. Ng for, so it is like a for loop. Okay, like a for loop it is there. So ng for we are going to look. Okay, I'm showing or not. Okay, so I am showing. Okay, okay. Okay, so let us do that. And then okay, so okay, so this server component dot st, again we are going to do to this server component dot ts file. And here, okay, this time we are not going to go here. We are going to go to servers component dot ts file, and this servers component dot ts file. After this server created, we are going to have one servers equal to sr1 comma sr2 and comma sr3 maybe. And on create server is like this dot servers dot push, and this dot server name I'm going to do. And then here in the servers dot component, the app server, I'm coming here, I'm going to remove this thing. Okay, now we are going to have the ng for here equal to let server of servers. See this servers, it is very important in servers is very important. This server I'm taking, it is okay. So let me save it. See, now it is coming according to that. So it is coming according to that, means it is 3 because I have taken here 3. It is hard coded, but it is showing according to that. Okay, so that is how it is done. So we are done with today, means we are done a lot, because I have a React.js class also at 8:30, and on the same channel we will have the React.js also. So hope you liked it. Hope you, I'm doing a lot. I'm doing 2 times classes now in the end. So please do subscribe to the channel so that it can reach to more people and all. And I will end it here because I have to prepare for the React.js one, which starts at 8:30. So it's a very win-win situation for all of you. You're getting both of them. So React and Angular both at the same time. Okay. Thank you all. I'll see you at 8:30.